Nurses are physically blocking a ring light mounted on a professional tripod as a blonde woman in a quilted designer vest screeches at them to move out of her way. "Move my fiancé into that corner ICU room immediately," she demands, pointing with a manicured finger. "He needs natural light for his healing journey." She points directly at the room where my father is lying unconscious and intubated, his chest rising and falling with the ventilator. I am clutching his wedding band in my hand, the gold still warm from his finger, when she grabs our door handle like she is demanding a hotel suite upgrade and hisses at the nursing staff. "I know people on the hospital board personally," she says with a threatening tone dripping with entitlement. The code alarm chirps once. Everyone in the hallway freezes in place. My heart is pounding so hard I can hear it in my ears. My name is Mason Cordell. I am 33 years old, a union electrician from Tulsa who says y'all and keeps receipts on everything important. My dad, Robert Cordell, everyone calls him Bobby, is a retired Oklahoma City firefighter who spent 32 years running into burning buildings to save strangers. Right now he is in his final hours at Hawthorne Memorial Hospital in Maple Glen, Pennsylvania. We drove all night from Oklahoma, 10 hours straight, after the call came that his liver was failing. My mother passed away 6 years ago, so it is just me here, sitting in this chair that does not recline properly, holding his hand and watching the monitors beep. I never imagined I would be fighting someone for his hospital room in his last moments on Earth. But here we are. Enter the antagonist. Her name is Whitney Harrington. She is wearing a diamond tennis bracelet that probably costs more than my truck and a Cartier watch that catches the fluorescent lights. Her voice sounds like a corporate email written in all caps with 3 exclamation points. She has the kind of confidence that comes with a luxury SUV that still has temporary tags on it. She breezes around the ICU quoting policy that she is clearly making up in real time, acting like she works here. Her fiancé is a 40-something pickleball warrior named Chad with a mild case of pneumonia, who keeps posting gym selfies from his hospital bed. According to her, he requires concierge-level ICU care because his resting heart rate is important to their brand as fitness influencers. She waves a black American Express card like it is a police badge and says, "This is America. I am paying cash," as if that gives her authority over life and death decisions. Whitney starts firing off her demands to anyone who will listen, and the list keeps growing. First she tells the charge nurse to swap rooms because her fiancé's aura is sensitive to fluorescent lighting and he practices transcendental meditation. Then she looks directly at me with cold eyes and says, "Your father is not even awake to appreciate the window view, so what is the point of him having it?" Next she corners a young resident who looks fresh out of medical school and claims that HIPAA allows her to access any room if she feels like family, which is not even remotely how patient privacy laws work. It does not work that way, obviously, but she does not care about actual rules or regulations. She tries to peel our "Do Not Disturb" sign off the door with her manicured nails. She sets up a ring light tripod right in the hallway outside the ICU and goes live on social media to her 80,000 followers. "Tell Maple Glen Hospital to treat content creators with respect," she says into her phone camera with fake tears. "The hospital is discriminating against us because we have a platform." She corners a nurse named Patricia and threatens a 1-star Yelp campaign that will ruin careers and tank the hospital's ratings. She even slides a $5,000 cashier's check across the nurse's station like she is tipping a valet at a country club, saying this is for whoever makes the swap happen. The nurses just stare at her in disbelief. One of them picks up the check with 2 fingers like it is contaminated and slides it back. Then Whitney crosses the line in a way I will never forget for as long as I live. She strides into my dad's room without knocking or asking permission, yanks the privacy curtain open with a dramatic flourish, and starts moving his flowers and the folded American flag from his firefighter retirement ceremony into the hallway like they are garage sale items. Clutter kills vibes and disrupts the energy flow. She announces like she is staging a house for sale on one of those home renovation shows. She reaches for his medical chart hanging on the wall. The charge nurse immediately calls security on the phone at the station. Dr. Lenora Patel appears in the doorway. She is small in stature, maybe 5 feet tall, but absolutely volcanic in presence and authority. Whitney announces with fake legal authority, "Under Pennsylvania state law, any paying party can reassign non-responsive patients to lower priority rooms to make space for acute care needs. That is not a thing, not even close to real, and everyone in the room knows it." She grabs my dad's bed rail with both hands like she is about to roll him toward the door herself. My knees go weak and I feel dizzy. The monitors start screaming alarms with piercing beeps. That is when Dr. Patel says with razor-sharp calm and ice in her voice, "Ma'am, take your hands off my patient right now, or I will have you removed and arrested for assault." Security arrives wearing hospital badges and serious expressions, their radios crackling. The hospital's transplant coordinator arrives too with her credentials visible on a lanyard, moving with purpose. Dr. Patel turns to face Whitney directly, and without revealing any patient identities, she drops the bomb that changes everything in the room. "This patient is a registered organ donor in his final hours," she says clearly and deliberately. His stability in this specific ICU room, which is positioned close to the operating room, close to the perfusionist team, and close to the hemodynamics equipment, is the difference between 6 viable transplants and none at all. One of those matched recipients is on this floor right now waiting for a miracle. Whitney's live stream is still running on her phone propped against the wall. Comments are flooding in from her followers in real time. "Girl, stop this right now," one says. "You cannot buy a soul," says another. "Delete this video," says a third. The nurse quietly reaches over and swivels the ring light off with a click. My dad's former fire captain, a man named Jim Reeves who served with him for 20 years, arrives at that exact moment with a folded flag in a display case and stands behind me like a wall of support. I feel the ground tilt in our favor for the first time since this nightmare began. I take a deep breath. Whitney's face drains of all color like someone pulled a plug. Dr. Patel continues speaking, and each word lands like a gavel in a courtroom delivering a verdict. "Your fiancé," she says with professional precision, "he is comfortable on high-flow oxygen in the step-down unit where he belongs, not ICU. He has stable vital signs and will be discharged tomorrow. If we move this donor patient to accommodate your cosmetic preferences and he destabilizes during transport, the entire transplant chain collapses. That includes the kidney match, the liver match, the heart match. That includes the match who could be your relative, your neighbor, your coworker, or you in 10 years when you need a miracle to survive." Whitney mutters weakly, but the window, the natural light for his recovery, and steps backward without looking. She steps directly onto her own ring light power cord lying on the floor. The tripod whiplashes forward, slams into a fire alarm cover on the wall, and the overhead sprinklers hiss to life with a loud whoosh directly over her designer tote bag and her head. Water pours down on her expensive outfit. Security hands her a hospital-issue plastic poncho, the cheap kind that crinkles, while the nurse manager prints out a formal trespass notice on official letterhead and a financial responsibility form for property damage to hospital equipment totaling $8,000. The live stream captures everything in high definition. Whitney, completely drenched, mascara running down her face in black streaks like tire tracks, being escorted past a poster on the wall that reads "Donate Life" in big blue letters with a heart symbol. An hour later, Dr. Patel returns to my dad's room walking slowly. She looks at me, then at Dad lying peacefully, and says softly with compassion in her eyes, "We are approaching the time. The recipients are prepped and ready in the OR." I place his wedding band carefully on his palm, the same hand that pulled people from fires, and whisper my thanks to him for everything he taught me and everything he gave to this world. Down the hall, a family I do not know and will never meet sobs with relief and joy as a pager goes off with urgent beeping. A life is about to be saved. Security later tells me that Whitney deleted her video within minutes, but it was already too late. The internet had already saved every second of her entitled meltdown, and it was spreading across every platform. Reddit had it. Twitter had it. TikTok had it. My dad's room never moved from that corner spot. But something else did. Whitney's fiancé Chad was approved for discharge later that same day with a prescription for antibiotics and a stern lecture from the attending physician about the difference between ICU and VIP accommodations. The moral of this whole nightmare? In America, you can try to buy the corner room with the best view and the natural lighting. But you cannot outbid a final act of grace from a man who spent his entire life saving others. Whitney Harrington learned that lesson in front of thousands of witnesses, soaking wet under hospital sprinklers, with her influencer reputation destroyed by her own live stream, facing an $8,000 hospital bill for damages to equipment and property, and a permanent ban from Hawthorne Memorial Hospital and all affiliated medical facilities. She stared at the trespass notice with trembling hands, her expensive mascara still running, and whispered in disbelief, "This cannot be happening to me. I have 80,000 followers."